everyone. This is Michelle Moross, and if you don't know who Michelle Moross is, well, thank you for just stopping by. But if you don't know who I am, I'm an international speaker, coach, trainer, and author. And I happen to have a podcast called MentalShift, and you found it. MentalShift is where I interview business owners, nonprofits, just people in general about what happened in their life that made them mentally shift into high gear, low gear, to something else, a new career, whatever it is, because life is about change. Life is about growing and exploring and trying new things, because that's how we grow. That's what we are. We're humans. And that's what the mental shift is about. It comes in all different shapes and sizes and experiences, and I want to share everyone's story with you. And that's what Mental Shift is about. Today, I have Dr. Lauren Penn with me. She is from Pinpoint Chiropractic and Wellness. You can see it right below her name if you're watching. And if you are only listening, go to the YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Michelle Moross. That's Michelle with 2 L's and Mr. As, M-R-A-S. Look at us, because looking at people's eyes, you can see how authentic they are and how true they are and how much Lauren really does care for what she does and for the people she touches and takes care of and helps become more healthy in their lifestyle. So,
yay.
Dr. Lauren Penn,
Yes.
Thank you for joining me on Mental Shift.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
If you could see her, I love her hair. She's got the Shaka Khan.
Let me rock it.
Yeah, she's got the awesome hair. I miss my big hair. Anyways, I wanted Lauren on because, well, one, she shared something with me a while back, and it changed my life. And it's something very simple, and you're going to laugh about it. But every day of my life since I've had my brain injury in 2014, every day at 1:30 to 2 o'clock, I break out in hives. So every day I was taking a Zyrtec to hold it back, because I would get covered with these huge welts, and the doctors didn't know why. So they just said, if Zyrtec's working, it's not going to hurt you, just keep taking it. Well, I don't like taking medicine. I don't take medicine. And I was taking Zyrtec. Well, I was talking to her, and she said, well, why don't you try these 2 essential oils? She was talking about someone else. I was listening. I did it. It stopped my hives. No more hives, no more Zyrtec. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
So you are a chiropractor, but you do whole wellness.
I do whole wellness.
What does that mean for people who don't use chiropractors? What does that mean, whole wellness with chiropractic?
Well, whole wellness covers, well, let's talk about chiropractic first.
Please.
Chiropractic is the healing by hand. That's what the word means.
Oh.
The word physician means teacher. So I'm a chiropractic physician. I'm a healer by hand teacher. When I went to school, I learned how to, like many of the other chiropractors, learned how to adjust people and learned about the nervous system, learned about where the areas of adjustment are correlating nerves. So that helps the function in those areas. Well, people come in with a shoulder problem, or they come in with chronic pain for 20 years. And somebody says something like, I am in chronic pain and I'm on anxiety medicine. And I say, wow, well, let's get you out of pain and then let's look at your anxiety. Because pain makes people anxious.
Anxious, yeah.
And pain makes people a little paranoid. It makes them depressed. And so
It messes with their sleep too.
It messes with their sleep. It puts them in what I call sympathetic dominance, and other chiropractors too would talk about sympathetic dominance. They're always in a perpetual fight and flight. So we want to get them out of that fight and flight and get them back to what we would call rest and digest, or the parasympathetics. Well, after that, then they begin to discover, well, I don't need to be on anxiety medicine. It's like, right. Because now you're not in pain.
Your body's not in fight and flight mode, basically.
Your body's not in fight and flight. And that begins a cascade of wellness. Because they came in for one problem, we began taking care of the problem and then the other underlying problems. People will come in, women come in, my hips hurt. Okay, do you have menstrual cramps? I have mad menstrual cramps. Do a uterine lift or put them on mint tea and adjust them, and they're like, wow, I don't have cramps anymore. And so it's not just, I need an adjustment because my back hurts. or my neck hurts. It's like, what caused that? I had surgery on my shoulder. Well, that would cause you to have neck problems because all those muscles are connected. The correlation isn't made there. Then we can get them off of pain medicine, getting them sleeping better, getting them eating better. And they begin investing in themselves. Now, weight loss, they begin having a better mental attitude. They begin to have a mental shift. Mm-hmm. And that's really wonderful. And that's what wellness is about. I talk about 7 principles of wellness: your mind, body, and soul. Most people go there. They're like, okay, we get that. But then there's like purpose. People come in and they could be sad or not know or learn just on the table. Well, this is what I really want to do, just through talking to people. Mm-hmm. We don't talk to one another enough. We spin around in our mind and have these ideas, and we don't have time to talk to people anymore. But when we get talking to them, wellness begins, because now people aren't trapped inside their minds and their bodies are getting well, and they begin to function purpose. And then they begin being a better person to their family.
And themselves.
And then they can work on things like the other mentions in this 7 principles of wellness are finance and community. You get your finances together because you're working in your purpose, and then you're building this community and you have this tribe, and now you're effective. And that's what wellness is.
Overall complete wellness.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I try to work on. I encourage people, even when they're on my table, I'm like, do you love what you're doing? They're like, well, I want to do this. I like what I'm doing, but I also want to do this. Okay, how do we do it? Who do you need to meet? Let me introduce you. Do you know so-and-so? Okay, that's an easy fix. Go over here and do that. Oh, I know this person.
You're life coaching from the table.
I'm life coaching from the table, but a lot of 65% of people's problems is what they're thinking in their mind.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I wrote my second book about, the whole inner critic. It's not luck. It's overcoming you.
It's overcoming you. If there's no enemy within, then there's no enemy ever.
So my question for you then, well, it's kind of a statement, honestly, is when someone is unhappy with what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, think for those of you watching and listening, think about what your body feels like when you're uncomfortable. You're going to work and you don't want to go there. Or you're going to such and such and you don't want to be there. Or you're going to go meet your friend, a quote unquote friend, or a partner that you don't really want to be with. You feel uncomfortable. What happens to your back? Your neck? You cringe up and you do, oh, I don't really want to be there. And everything tenses up in your neck and down your spine and down your shoulders. And then you wonder why you have back pain.
In chiropractic school, they teach you 3 principles make a person misaligned. 1 is thoughts. Mm-hmm. And you have to think about, if you're at Disneyland, that's your go-to place, or you're on the beach in the Caribbean, and you're thinking, even just the mention of it, you kind of close your eyes, right? Yeah. You're taking this deep breath, you could smell the water and feel the sand.
Sun, yeah.
The opposite happens when you're in those positions in life and where you don't want to be. You think about an old boss who did you wrong, and then you instantly get angry. Intense. And then you everything about you closes up. Your body closes up because it begins to put itself in a protective mode. And then it switches over. Then it goes to sympathetic. Now you're instantly in fight and flight just by the thought. Just by the mere thought. And in protective mode, you begin to release hormones, cortisol. People are like, I can't figure out why
I can't lose weight.
Why I can't lose weight. I don't drop weight.
It's cortisol.
If you hate your job, you're going to be in fight and flight, and you're not going to lose weight. If you're not in a place that is giving you freedom, making you open, giving you breath, giving you life, you're not going to lose weight, because you have this constant cortisol battle and the cascades that goes with that. Cortisol, when a person is in a sympathetic dominance and the cortisol is just leaking into their gut, into their bloodstream, it affects everything. Your digestive system, your hormones, it affects your blood pressure, it affects your heart rate, it affects how you use the bathroom, or if you don't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it begins to affect all of these.
Your complexion, something as simple as your complexion can show your stress.
Absolutely. And then it's like, my life is horrible. Well, no, Your life isn't horrible. Mondays aren't horrible. You don't have a dumb job. You don't have a dumb boss. Where are you in the midst of this?
It's all a choice.
Are you in the right place? Are you making the right choices? Now, for me, I loved the job that I had. Before I became a chiropractor, I worked in surgery and I loved it.
Yes, please tell that story.
I loved working with so many different surgeons. I loved trauma, ortho, working with Dr. Sanders in Dallas every Thursday or whatever day it was. We're listening to loud music, and I just loved what I did. I learned a lot. It was fun to me. And you don't learn just whatever job you have. You don't just learn the job. You learn about people, or you learn about music, you learn about finances, relationships. You learn about life in your job if you're connecting yourself like that,
or if you're present.
If you're present,
yeah.
But at the same time, not everybody liked me, and so I had some problems with the administration, and I wanted to go to nursing school because I wanted to do naturopathic medicine. On my road to that journey, excuse me, when it was time for me to go to nursing school, the director of surgery, the surgical department, said she couldn't sign off on my paperwork because nobody liked me. Nobody. And I'm a logical person sometimes. And I was thinking Socratically, there's not one person in this building that...
That's what I'm saying. No one?
We can't find one person? That's impossible. So she thought I was being a smart aleck. And the next year was very turbulent for me. I began getting written up. People were following me every day I went to work, interviewing the other people that I was working with. How was she today? Did she have an attitude? Was she mean to you? Was she nice?
So she put in a doubt into everyone's mind.
Yeah. And they never said it was your skill. Nobody could ever refute my skill because they thought I was a perfectionist. But when you love what you do, you practice excellence.
Wait. Nobody liked you and you're a perfectionist in the medical field.
Yeah.
I want you to be a perfectionist in the medical field. Right.
So the one thing that people, what ended up happening, what ended up happening was I began, I was seeing a chiropractor. I was having some problems. I was having a lot of problems actually, but in my own logical mind, I was thinking, this is just one problem. I know that this is just one problem, so I have to be careful about who I choose. I have to choose the right person. And I went and saw a chiropractor, and he told me about sympathetic dominance. And he told me I had thyroid problems, and I was in a sympathetic dominant cycle. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know what that meant.
But you're trapped.
But I was. And it made you look like you were bipolar. That's what people had said to me for so long. And he says, when your thyroid is low, you're in a depressive state. But when you're in fight and flight, you're geared high because you're in survival mode. And I was like, now that makes sense. For 13 years, I had said I'm not going to be on any kind of bipolar medication because I knew I wasn't bipolar. I knew there was a problem, but I didn't know what the problem was. So I just said, I'll take the hit for as long as it is, but I know that that's not the problem. And then I said, that's the kind of doctor I want to be. And he said, go down to school and apply. And I went down to school and I applied. I got it in 3 weeks. And in 2013, I went to chiropractic school. In 2017, I became Dr. Penn. I became Lauren Penn, Doctor of Chiropractic.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, and I talked to people, I talked to all of you, actually, if you've been watching me. I talked to you all about knowing yourself and being true to yourself. Lauren was honest and true with herself. She said, I'm not bipolar. I know I'm not. I may have problems. And you address that. You understand where you are. You have to know who you are in order to grow into who you want to be.
Yes.
And that's why when I talk so often on my Wednesday podcast, when I do Wisdom with Michelle and a lot of these things that I do, it's about knowing you so that you can do like Lauren. Recognize where you are. See whatever this crapola that someone's telling me is not true. You need to understand yourself well enough to understand when outside forces are coming at you and accusing you. You need to know, is this true or is it not? You need to be able to understand yourself well enough to say, this is not true, and I'm going to leave, or I'm going to fix this, or I'm going to whatever. But if it's true, then you know how to fix it because then you understand. You see what I mean? You need to know you. Instead of most of us will hear a criticism and just take it on and do, oh, no one likes me and I'm a terrible person. I should be in the medical field. No. Right. Lauren said, I'm good. Something else is happening. Let me find my way. That is what you need to do in all forms of life, no matter what you do in this world. Find what you're good at, know it, and don't allow anyone else to tell you otherwise. Okay? But be honest enough with yourself that if you do need to be fixed or you need to be improved, that you're willing to do so. But know you. Lauren knew who she was. Her mental shift was, I'm not supposed to be in this realm with this negativity, ripping me apart and making me question myself. I need to find another realm. She found another realm. Now she's Doctor.
Now she's Doctor.
Dr. Penn.
Yes.
You see? So this terrible bad thing that could have really ruined her life escalated her. It helped her find another platform, and she became more than she would have been if she stayed in that toxic environment. So look at your world. See when you're thinking, oh, the world is mad at me, people don't like me, this job hates me, my boss hates me. Look at it honestly, and move. Either out, up, around, or through. Like I say, be like water. When a rock goes into that stream and blocks that water, it will go over, around, through, or drill a hole right through that rock.
Yes, it will.
You be water because you are worth more than you think you are. And don't let anyone ever say you aren't. Right, Lauren?
That's right.
I just went into preacher mode. Did you notice that?
Yeah, amen, sister.
But I've been hearing so many stories of people being put down and being told that they aren't worthy or they're not good enough. You know who you are. Be you. Be the best version of you. That's why I say it all the time. Not because I don't think you're the best. I say be the best because we've been put down so much in our lives that we start believing it. And you've got to remember, crabs in a bucket will keep pulling a crab down if it's trying to claw itself out. You keep crawling. You keep going. You know who you are. Yeah. You know who you are, Dr.
Yes,
Penn.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I think just the food for thought, we always look in terms of encouragers as being people who are like, oh, Michelle, you're doing so good. You're doing so great. But encouragement could be a neutral word. The same people who are being dogmatic to you can fuel you.
Yes.
And they could propel you. You take that, Kanye West says, I took the naysayers and what they said, and I let it be my fuel, and I let it enhance me and grow me,
My second book, It's Not Luck Overcoming You.
Yes.
I use my inner critics as challengers.
Yeah.
So whenever my inner critic would say, Michelle, you're not good enough. Why are you even bothering to go on that stage? You're 5 foot nothing and people are better than you. And I said, oh, really? Watch me. It made me stronger. Yeah. So think about that inner critic inside of you, or those naysayers in your world. Are they truly holding you back, or are they just turning on the light to what you're really supposed to be walking towards?
Right. Right.
I take it as a challenge.
Yes.
And, and if I go and it's not the right path, it's walking me towards something, and I veer and I go. Keep walking. Look at those naysayers. See them as blessings in your life, because if everyone said you were great, you'd stay where you were.
You sure would be.
Right?
Amen, sister.
Yeah. Obstacles make you move.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
They do. It's awesome. So whenever you have something bad going on in your life, look at it. Mm-hmm. Look at it really well as an honest, true person of yourself, and do, what can I grow from in this? Well, how can I take this and propel myself forward? I mean, you know my story, but some of you may not know my story. I mean, I've got 4 areas of my brain blocked. I have a traumatic brain injury. I've been battling breast cancer for 3 years. If you look at my website, I just hit my table, YouTube, all of that, I've grown tremendously from every obstacle that came in my way. Not everyone wants to do that, but like I said, I looked at the obstacles and saw them as challenges. What do you have in your world that's holding you back? Don't let it hold you back. Find a way to claw over it. Be the best version of you. I'm looking at Lauren, and she's got me preaching, because I remember being in the workplace where people were putting me down. And I remember wondering, am I really in the right place? Am I good enough? Yeah. You could have easily went away. You could have easily left the medical world, and we wouldn't have your genius in our midst. You know, out there helping people. And when you say teacher healing by hands, she wouldn't be doing it because she would have gave up. But she looked at it and shifted, did a mental shift, and found her way. Everyone has that mental shift in front of them waiting.
Yes.
What's your shift? You got to watch me because I get all preachy and start going off on tangents. So Lauren,
it's what people need to hear.
I guess so, because it came out of my mouth. That's how it is. Mm-hmm. So Lauren, what's new in your world? I mean, you've got your chiropractic business and total wellness, and well, you're just mean Mama Jamma. She's awesome. But what do you have anything like a something you're working towards that you want to share with the audience? Or
I do. I have a couple of irons in my fire this year.
All right.
One is continuing on the second Wednesdays of every month. I make sandwiches for the homeless. This month we hit 202 sandwiches. I was really stoked and excited about that.
In Colorado Springs.
In Colorado Springs. Not sandwiches, but sack lunches. Okay. Not just, I say sandwiches, but sack lunches. I'm continuing that, always accepting people who come and partner and join with me, donate to me.
Can they reach you through your Facebook page?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They can reach me through my Facebook page.
It's right under her name, Pinpoint Chiropractic and Wellness. Look it up on Facebook.
And I'm on the Black Chamber board, the board of Black Chambers. We're building the Black Chambers for resources. People need to know that African American businesses are out there. People are interested in that. We want to build that because it adds to our community, not just the Black community, but community as a whole. And sometimes that community has different services that other communities don't have. So I'm on that, and we have a meeting tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. to 8:30.
Wait. You can't say that.
Can't say that.
No location. But you can say every Thursday.
Every third Thursday.
Okay.
Look it up on Facebook because they're on Facebook. The Black Chamber
of Colorado Springs.
Yes. And this year I'll actually be putting a new product. I'll be putting an old product line out that people can get through my webpage, which will be up this year, and also in my office.
Sweet. But for the time being, you find her on Facebook with Pinpoint Chiropractic and Wellness. And find also the meetings for the Black Chamber. If you're interested, the Black Chamber in Colorado Springs, they meet every third Thursday. And if you want to help her with the sack lunches for the homeless, write her on her page on Pinpoint Chiropractic and Wellness and connect. Maybe you've got something that you can put in that bag too, or something you'd like to share. I know my husband and I like to... we collect blankets all year and winter hats and gloves. We collect them all year. And then when we go to the R.J. Montgomery shelter in Colorado Springs at Thanksgiving and Christmas, we give out big hunks of them. And then we drive around town. And when we see homeless people, we give them a blanket and things just to keep them warm. Colorado is very cold.
Yes.
So that's what we like to do. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So maybe we should partner and we should be doing that together instead of me waiting till the end of the year. I could be doing it a week instead of every year.
Yeah. I like that. I love that.
But I get a bucket. I mean, I fill the back of my car and it's like, here, stop. Hey, do you need a blanket?
Yeah.
And they all come over. Here's a blanket. Fleece blankets.
Yes.
We might just have just partnered just now.
Yes. Lovely. I love it. I love it.
So I love this whole community thing. I love being the host of MentalShift because I meet the most amazing people doing things within their community and beyond the community, but within the community that we didn't even know they were doing. I mean, it's like, oh, you're a business owner, so let's hear about your business and, how did you get into this field, blah, blah, blah. And then they always say something to the effect of, oh, yeah, and now that I'm working at that, and I'm giving it, it's always something in the community. So I'm looking at all of you out there. What do you do? What have you done to help your community grow in any way? Think about it, because like attracts like. Good deeds attract more good deeds. Positivity does draw on more positivity. If you need more positive things and happy things in your life, give out more positive, give out more happiness, smile a little bit more, and talk to strangers.
Yes.
You just never know what you're going to do, how that's going to trigger. I was talking to someone on my podcast earlier this week, and we were talking about how those of us who are doing this community stuff, we keep running into people with the same like-mindedness just at random places. I mean, like walking in the grocery store and the lady can't reach the can, and I'm laughing because I can't reach the can either. And then this other man comes over and he's like 6 foot and he just picks up the can and gives us one, each of us a can because we couldn't reach it. And we get talking to come to find out we give to the exact same charity.
That's awesome.
It's like, I've never seen you. Well, I've never seen you. And it just kind of, we were meant to meet kind of thing.
Yes.
So talk a little bit more. Smile a lot more. Look at that big smile. And be the best version of you.
Yes.
And if you need more positivity in your life, find it. Be it. If you are having a difficult time at work or wherever your relationships, see what you can learn from it and grow from it. Don't suffer. Grow. Any words of wisdom that you would like to give, ma'am?
Empty yourself away. Give yourself away. This life is a giving life.
That was too fast. It is a giving life.
It's a giving life.
The more you give, the more you receive. And I know you hear that stuff and you do, yeah, bah humbug. But it's true.
Yeah.
When you're feeling down and depressed and lonely, instead of sitting in your house or wherever your apartment, feeling sorry for yourself, go give back. Go volunteer somewhere. I mean, I know during the holidays, I knew a couple of people who are single or depressed or whatever. They were alone. And when you're alone and you're thinking in your thoughts, you just get more depressed, okay? You're sitting in the dark, eating bad food, you just get worse. But if you go out and you share a smile with a stranger, or go volunteer at your local shelter or homeless, anything, women's shelter, anything that you want to, community, church, whatever, get around people.
Get around people.
And let their energy raise you up if you don't have it. And then you'll find that you get a smile on your face every day because you're like, you know what? I feel good. I'm not alone in the world.
Yeah.
And when you have that boss or somebody in your world that keeps putting you down, holding you down and telling you you're not good enough, or the people don't, nobody likes you.
Nobody.
Okay, that's statistically impossible.
Right.
But
Right.
When you have those kind of people in your world, if you're surrounded, you have another community of people that lift you up, and it's not about you, it's about other people, you'll find your answer.
Find your tribe.
Find your tribe. Don't be alone. Don't suffer in your pain, and don't let people. Don't let a good man. Don't let anybody hold a good person down. Learn, grow, move. Be like Dr. Penn. Nobody likes you. Well, that's fine. I'll find someone because I know someone's out there. Oh, by the way, I'm in school now and I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
2 snaps in a circle.
Put in your pocket.
Lauren's too quiet. She's letting me preach. But I just wanted to say thank you all for joining Lauren and I, Dr. Lauren Penn and I. And, learn more about your body by understanding yourself.
Yes.
And remember, when there's a lot of pain and you're on a lot of meds, you might want to examine where it all comes from.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a doctor. She is. But I'm not a doctor. But from just my experience alone, the healthier I became mentally, the healthier I became physically. And I'm so appreciative of the pain I've went through because it made me wake up.
Yeah.
And realize I had to do something before it was too late. So be the best version of you. And Lauren, Dr. Penn.
Yes.
I am so happy that you realized statistically that woman was lying to you and that you're water. Find a way over, around, or through.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on Mental Shift and sharing how you found your mental shift. Become the best version of you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And please share and like this video. And please contact Dr. Lauren Penn on Pinpoint Chiropractic and Wellness on Facebook and see how you all can work together. Okay? Have a good one.